Hey, this is Stacia, and we're going to take a look at my round two game of the Rating Point Harvest. So in game one, I faced, oops, sorry, this is a little bit. In game one, I faced Edison Liu, rated 1875, and managed to score a win to start off the tournament. So I was very pleased with that. And now I was facing another kid, Henry Van Zedwig, who I've played online before. And we had a pretty wild game in the two knights defense, which I was hoping he would repeat because I had the black pieces that game. And I actually did prepare a little bit for him. So I reviewed that prep before coming to the tournament. But he did choose a different line, which was probably a good idea. All right, so he opened with e4, and I went e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, and bishop c4. So this is following our game from last time, and I played knight f6, and he played d3. Okay, so in the other game, he actually played knight g5, and we went into a two knights this way, and it was like d5 takes, all this normal stuff. And he played queen f3, and I have a wild line I play against this that I really enjoyed, and I was hoping to see it again over the board today, but instead d3 was played, which I don't like to see as much because I don't know these lines very well. But okay, after d3, I played bishop to c5, and he went he went h3. No, I'm sorry, he castled. Okay, he castled. I played d6. I'm doing this off the score sheet. h3. And bishop e6. Okay, so I was trying to play quickly, and I'm just like, I don't mind this pawn structure. I really don't. I kind of like it. It bolsters my center. I can often get d5, and I like the open f-file, all of that. So he actually didn't take, though. He just went bishop b3, and now I played h6. Just before I castle, I usually want to prevent this pin. Part of why I played here, because if he took that first, I wouldn't need to do that. But okay, so I played h6, and he went bishop e3. Okay, so let's see where we deviated from theory, because this is already a fresh position. So bishop c5 was my main repertoire. Where are these arrows coming from? Oh, okay. So the main move here is c3. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now I can play d6 here, and then after castles, I think I'm supposed to play a6, and here, and at some point I'm supposed to go knight a5, but I don't know when. All right. But in our game, h3, h6. Yeah, and bishop takes e6 is the main move here. Wow, my move, bishop e6, is not very common at all. h6 is the main move. And here there's only a few games. Kind of interesting that there's only a few games because, I mean, to me, this position looks like every chess game ever. I mean, but okay. Chess is crazy like that. So h6, bishop to e3. Okay, so I think this is pretty interesting. I mean, I have a couple options here. I could take the bishop if I want to. I could also take this bishop. So he's giving me some options. I could also leave the tension and do something else, like bishop b6. That is what I chose to do. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And it's the top. Well, it was the top engine move. Now it likes bishop takes c3. But I wasn't excited about opening the f-file for him either. So I played the same way he did. I expected knight bd2, which is what he played, and then I castled. All right, c3. So this is the normal plan for white. So I was not surprised to see this. So he wants to do this, and maybe this, that. These are all normal moves. And here, oh, we're back in theory all of a sudden. Yeah, and here I really thought about d5, I know. Yeah, and I decided against it. So what did I calculate here? So I could play d5 because my knight is guarding my e-pawn and it's only attacked once. So I actually am ready to play this. But I thought, I thought if I played this move, there's something I didn't like about this, and I can't remember what for the life of me. I thought he might be able to go d4 for one. Huh, I'm actually not sure what I was seeing. But I decided against this move. Turns out it is playable. Computer likes rook e1 here. White still has a slight edge. And then it wants to take and take like that. Okay, I would not mind this position. I feel like black's equal here already. This would be fine by me. The only thing, well, maybe I'm not equal because the knight is still blocking the c-pawn. But aside from that, I really like this position. So, okay, in the game, though, I did not play d5. I played, knight a5. Okay. So this is, this is like the main plan in my repertoire. But I have no idea the nuances of when I should do this and when I shouldn't. So I was like, hey, I'm just going to do it. It looked fine to me. I mean, I calculated a little bit. And I thought he would go bishop c2, which he did. And here I thought, you know, my point is that I'm going to go c5. So that is what I did. That helped stop d4. So then when he played d4, I was like, uh-oh. Hey, I stopped that move. Yeah, so here I was a little nervous, but I didn't see anything super scary about this. I think, you know, it's okay. And probably I should take with the e-pawn is what I was thinking. So that is what I did. I took with the e-pawn because now if he takes with the c-pawn, which he did, I have this square for my pieces. I could do something here if I want to. Or I could take here first. I thought this, oops, whoa, sorry. Promote variation, okay. I thought this was not the best idea because, I mean, look at my pawn. Why would I just have an isolated pawn like that? So I wasn't too excited about that move. So I'm pretty sure I played knight to c4. So the idea is that, you know, I could get the two bishops this way, but I could also trade off my knight that's on the side of the board. Like this knight from c6 is often, for me, awkward to get on a good square. So I liked this move. Computer likes c takes d4 better. It wants this. C takes, knight takes, and rook to c8. So the computer doesn't care about the pawn, I guess. Huh. And it's also allowing this too. Okay. Actually, I do kind of like this now that I'm looking at it. So, okay, computer has a good idea. But, you know, I play this one. Is this the right position? Yeah. Okay. All right, so after knight to c4, he did take, and I took with a bishop. And this is part of what I liked about it, is because now that attacks the rook. And, you know, if he's going to go here, then f4 is going to be less desirable without the rook there. So rook e1, because what else? And I played rook to e8. And I thought, you know, white probably has an edge here, but I'm not unhappy with this position. And the computer agrees with that. Okay, so now he went e5. Yeah, I was not scared of e5. I was scared of something else. But what? What is the question? I wasn't scared of much anything. I mean, I thought he might take here, in which case I would take with a pawn, I thought. Although I could take with the bishop. And if he goes here, I think I'm happy. I will reroute my knight to the e5 square and play that position. I guess my bishop's awkward though. And I guess, you know, you always have to be mindful of the attack that white might get. So these two moves I would be watching out for, and I did during the game. Okay, but anyway, what actually happened was e5. And yeah, here, I thought I was playing a good move. Computer says my move gives white an advantage. What I should have did was c takes d4, like this, tempo on the bishop. Okay, and if he takes my knight, I did look at lines like this. If he takes my knight, I take his bishop. Now I'm threatening a check, so maybe that's why. And so he should go f takes c3. Because if he goes here, then I go here. Oh, and don't forget this. That's a fork. So that loses. Oh, so that's the point of that line. The point of that line is that I've got a bishop supporting all this. I didn't see that. That's pretty nice. Instead, I thought this move was clever. Knight to d5. And, you know, my idea was that I'm going to take the bishop. And maybe I'll hop into b4. This looked quite good. I'm kind of surprised that this isn't good. Computer says bishop takes h6 works here. Oh my gosh, does it really? What did I miss? I looked at this during the game and I was nervous about it, but I was just kind of like, well, how good could that possibly be? He would have to play queen c1. Wow, do you see what this is? He's lining up with my undefended bishop and my undefended pawn. So what to do here? I guess I would... Gosh, I have no idea what I would do here. Yeah, this looks rough. It says I have to play knight to b4, but then isn't he going to take here? I don't like this. But he's down a piece. Computer says that's not the best move. The best move is bishop to e4. Calmly moving the bishop out of danger and threatening to take my bishop. So here I should go king g7 because otherwise I'm going to lose a pawn, I guess. I would probably do this. But if I do this, queen takes h6. Now my bishop's blocked off from defending. Yeah, there's too many white pieces over here. This is... yeah, I'm not going to survive this, huh? Wow. That happens to me in blitz games a lot in these lines where I just miss that there's some crazy sacrifice. So I clearly need to get better at this stuff. And it's funny too, because when I moved the knight, I was like, oh, my knight usually defends my king. And I was like, well, I'm probably fine. Okay. So I went here, which is a mistake because the bishop takes h6, which is fascinating to me. So that's going to be a flashcard for me. Knight d5. He went d takes c5 though. And after d takes c5, I calculated knight takes e3. I like this move. It comes with tempo on the queen. It gives me the two bishops. So he should probably take that, which he did. And now I thought I should take with a pawn. And now my idea is bishop e6 and then, c4. And I like my position a lot with the two bishops. I think I'd be at least equal there. At least equal. This pawn is a little bit menacing. Okay, so in the actual game, he played... Okay, I'm going to make that the main line. Okay, sorry. D takes c5, knight takes c3. Okay, we did all that. Bishop d3. Yeah, he played bishop d3. I thought this was maybe not a good move. I think the idea is he wants me to take, and he'll take with a rook, but I don't have to do that. So I just continue with my plan, bishop e6. Now I'm threatening c4. That's a pretty good threat. That would win material, I'm pretty sure. So he has to do something. So he went rook e1. Yeah, and it was here I think I was feeling better about my position. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm better here. And the computer agrees. It's -1 for black. So that's good. Sometimes I evaluate it right. All right, so q1, c4, bishop e4. Okay, so rook e1, I went c4 anyway, which the computer agrees with. He went bishop e4, attacking my pawn. And I thought queen e7 was correct here. So I guess I have bishop a5, which I considered, but that looked a little bit silly to me. That's the top move, though, apparently. Disturbing the rook. Yeah, I thought, okay, he would take, right? And then he has to move his rook. Rook ed1. And now do I move the pawn? I guess I can go... oh, this is the idea the computer has. c3. Because if he takes, I attack another rook. Huh, interesting. And then if here, we probably take this rook. So bishop a5 is a dynamic move. I like that a lot. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. Instead of that, I went queen e7. It's almost as good. So I'm, defending my pawn, defending my bishop, attacking. I like the queen there. Queen c2 was played. And I went a6. Yeah, this part of the game was awkward for me. This is going to be another flashcard for me, this bishop a5 move, which is popping up again. The reason is I only saw a slow plan, but I didn't like how slow it was. I want to go a6, b5, which is a good plan, I'm sure, but it does mean that I need to spend a lot of tempos. And yeah, I don't quite get this plan done. Also, I did not manage my time very well this game. My opponent now had 10 minutes and I had 4 minutes. That's a pretty significant time advantage. And I was not happy when I noticed how far behind I had fallen, because on move 18, when I played d takes c5, My time management was still decent. He had 14 minutes. I had 12 minutes. And then after this, I didn't play bishop a5. I played a6. Or I'm sorry, I did not. I played queen e7, queen c2, a6. Right? Bishop b4, queen e7. Sorry, I gotta check the score sheet. Queen c2, a6. Okay. I need to promote that. Okay. All right, we're all set. So, just a few moves later, I had 10 minutes to 4 minutes. So I spent 8 minutes on these moves. Here. To here. I spent 8 minutes. And I know that most of the time was on this move, because I wanted something better. And I was looking and looking, and I was calculating a bunch of stuff. But, I have to learn to just trust my intuition a little bit more and not have to, I don't have to calculate everything. Although in a slow game, I think that's the right thing to do. But in a rapid game, it just gets me in trouble. It just does. I'm not the fastest calculator you've ever met. Okay, so rook 81 was played, when? After a6. Okay, so I figured he would do this. So I went rook e8. He played bishop to f5. Did not expect this move, but it's one of the top engine moves. So just saying, I shouldn't take him because his queen gets very active there. All right, so I went bishop a7. This is my idea. Yeah, so computer says bishop c5 is much better. Yeah, and I can see why. It's more active. Maybe I can hit the rook with tempo, which would kind of force a trade, actually. And okay. So bishop a7 is inaccurate. Bishop takes e6 was played. Took with the queen. That was my idea. Knight h4. Okay, and I missed the threats that are coming against my king. It didn't look too serious to me, but maybe it's not. Maybe it is serious. So I played b5, and yeah, black's still better here, but I had 1 minute at this point. Queen e4, centralizing his queen, eyeing this rook, so that if I take here, he will take with check. This is a little bit sneaky. Queen b6 I played, which I thought was a good move, but it's not. It's a forcing move. Yeah, and once again, I had, not much time, and I was just looking and looking for a way to win this night. I just thought there might be a way, but there just isn't. I was even thinking about bishop takes f2 check. I thought might be a move, but yeah, it's not. So I went here, and he went queen e2, defending, and I went rook to d4, attacking the knight. Yeah, and here I had less than a minute, and I know he went knight f3, which I expected. So I'm pretty sure he took here. And I went here. Yeah, this is what happened. And now I'm trying to remember what he played. I thought he could play e6, but I don't think that's what he actually did. I think he went, no, he didn't go there. I'm forgetting what happened. Shoot. I think perhaps he went back here or something. No, because I would have checked. So I don't remember what happened here. That's unfortunate. So I can reconstruct it for you guys a little bit. I know that... Oh, the knight was here somehow still. No, it wasn't. It was something like, the queen was here. And I tried to trade at some point. I can't remember. I can't remember, unfortunately. But I do think the queen was actually on g4. And I moved here to trade queens. I can't tell you how. There must have been rooks on the board still. And then the knight was somehow able to... The knight must have been on h4. And the knight came here and blocked, I thought. And, okay, so I actually remember that my queen was undefended. So he was threatening rook takes... Or, I'm sorry, knight takes h6 check, winning my queen. So I moved my queen to safety. I, like, put a rook behind it or something. And then he played checkmate. And I was like, oh. So I blundered mate and won. Such a disgraceful way to lose. But, you know, that's the problem when you have seconds left. I saw this threat. And I missed the fact that there's also mate right away. So, yeah, this is a product of not playing enough over the board blitz. I feel sort of lost and panicky lately when I try to play quick over the board. So I met up with a couple friends and played some blitz. And then when I played Parma, I played much better. So I'm just slipping back into my old habits at this point. I think I'm going to commit to playing over the board blitz once a week at least, and see what happens. I think that it will benefit me a great deal and get my confidence up. Once my confidence is up, I know I can play well quickly. I've done it many, many times. And I think, you know, if I actually put some effort into doing that, then my confidence will come back and I'll be able to turn games like this into a win or at least keep a draw. So unfortunately, though, I did lose this one. So this is Stacia, and I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.